Do you know what episode it is?
I don't know, but my palms are sweaty. My notes. What's it? How's it go?
Not telling you.
Arms are sweaty. Something about mom spaghetti. It's good. I could do it.
Not putting any of this in there.
Do it all day. Okay. Ready?
I think so. Well, not really, but yeah.
Welcome to episode 70.
70.
But it's not, though, right? It's actually 71.
Oh, yeah.
Because we talked about this. We did a 2-part of a dairy long ago. So it says in iTunes or wherever else that it's episode 70, but then I come on. I'm like, it's episode 69. So it's actually 71.
So we'll just jump to it right now.
Let's do it.
All right.
It's episode 71. And tonight, what are we talking about, Jimmy?
Fake.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Jeez, where are my manners? We are drinking Watershed, our local. We should get some kickbacks from Watershed, man.
Hey, I don't know if they know that we... Oh, it's been a little bit.
I always drink Watershed. Hold on, I'm going to drink it.
That's a good whiskey. We're talking about fake meat this evening.
Oh, yeah, but like, what about that? We always talk about that.
No, the whole topic is...
The labeling of it, right?
Yeah. A
Okay.
few other things.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, well, get ready for that, folks. But before that, let's talk.
Strong.
Let's talk about some food, like we always do. Sorry, it's been a minute. We're on summer break. We've been traveling. We've been going places. We've been really busy. We bought a new house to flip. I'm gonna be a millionaire, in probably 2 weeks from my cutting board idea. So a lot of things have been happening in our lives. So, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, we've been a second. But food. You want to talk about food?
Yeah, anything.
The biggest food thing that's happened recently is that, and this is just to reiterate, we did an episode with Satan's Realm a couple weeks ago, but we had Satan's Realm a couple days ago. We went on this crazy bike ride to it, and it was so delicious.
Yeah.
And so good. So his big claim to fame is the beef and cheddar, but beef and cheddar. But
trying to avoid a lawsuit, I think.
Right. But to be honest, I liked the beef and cheddar. I thought it was really good. But to be honest, my favorite thing on that menu is the gyro.
Yeah, mine too.
And you know what I think it is you mentioned this. It had that little fresh, yeah,
it's got
to it,
fresh veggies on it.
It had lettuce and tomatoes or something.
Well, that's 'cause
the beef and cheddar is more just fast food. That beef and cheddar is exactly a replica of what you're gonna get at Arby's.
Yeah.
But the gyro had a little
just good,
fresh, which I think a lot of vegans are kind of more accustomed to the little fresh bit.
Yeah, they're used to things that. I'm not saying it's any healthier, but I know what
I
you're
don't
saying.
think it was healthier, but
No.
it just
Well, it might have been.
I don't know, maybe it's some stuff. But anyways, that's my favorite. So if you're
Yes.
wondering, but Satan's Realm, honestly, they're doing such good things. I'm so excited.
It's a good food truck.
They're moving into the Oddfellows spot, where Woodhouse is, right?
Yeah, so a local bar that hosts a vegan pop-up on Mondays and Tuesdays. They're going to be there on Wednesdays now.
Okay.
Satan's Realm.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was good.
Taking over their kitchen.
Of course, Lisa decided,
What?
You know what Jimmy wants? Not a beef and cheddar. He wants just the
regular.
beef without the cheddar.
Well, can't you expand your horizons, man? First of
That
all,
was a contraction of my horizons.
oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. But
it was good. It had the horseradish
it
sauce.
was good. It's what the
good.
regular Arby sandwich was. Actually, when we were leaving, it sold out before the beef and cheddar.
Okay.
But come on, the beef and cheddar is the best.
Anywho, that was delicious.
Well, no, that's.
And then what else?
That's the topic of today's show.
Tomorrow is the 4th. Oh, the labeling of it. I get it. So, anyways, tomorrow's the 4th of July. We're halfway.
Today's the 4th of July.
Is this the halfway through the summer? Is this it?
No, not. I hope not.
You know?
I mean, technically,
Through your summer.
a teacher,
Yeah.
getting close to it.
Oh my god.
But summer's just begun.
Okay. Well, anyways, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and I made a couple things for that, which is exciting. I made dirt pudding. Have you ever had dirt pudding?
Yeah.
Isn't it delicious?
It's the best thing
So
it's
good.
ever happened to desserts.
Like pudding and Oreos. I put this on my Instagram,
Worms.
but it just really made me laugh that dirt pudding is 100% just something that some mom made that was just doing way too much stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like it's not like a culinary expertise.
You put
to
worms
make.
in it?
I couldn't find vegan worms, so I put vegan gummy bears. But they kind of like the same
They'll
like
do the
thing.
same. Yep.
They're popping out. They kind of look like worms. And then I gave them to Amina before she left because I was like, if these are in my house, this is gonna be trouble. So just take these treats out of here.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But anyways, I made it, and then I put like a little basil leaf in the middle of it. But it was like it just dawned on me that
a weed sprouting out of the dirt.
I don't know. It just looks like basil. But anyways, it just dawned on me that
what was it trying to be?
Like a weed, or I don't know, just a flower.
Yeah.
But it dawned on me that this is such a plant that is like, or a dish that is just a mom that's like, oh my God, I'm gonna put these gummy worms and I'm gonna make it look like dirt. I'm gonna put a plant in here, and they're gonna think it's dirt, Susie, but it's not. It's really Oreos. You know,
it's so gross.
But it's so good.
Did you steal any of the Oreos beforehand?
I for sure 100% did not.
Okay, so you came home with Oreos, and I said hide them because I will eat them, and you said no, they're for the weekend, and I said no, I'm going to eat them.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, get some
Control.
self-control. Yeah,
I would have, but the next day I saw them, and I was hungry, so I tried to peel back the plastic very gently.
Like I wouldn't notice.
Yeah, I thought I was going to try to.
I'm such a mom.
Well, at this point, I thought it was okay. I took one, and I peeled it back and put it away. All was well. I think I would have gotten away with it. But the next day, I got hungry again, and I saw the Oreos again, and I peeled it back. But this time I ripped it a little. But
I swear to God, I did not have any.
there was 2 more gone.
Unless like a mouse is going there. I swear on everything, I did not have an Oreo.
To ask James, or maybe they did underpack it, but there was
How
a
would you know
lot
that
of
there
room.
was 2?
Because I took 1.
How would you not know that from the first taking? You know, like didn't your mind just look at that and be like, "That's how many's left." Ooh, I'm gonna remember this.
I just peeled it back and slipped one out.
And it just seemed like there was more.
But then, the second time there's a bunch of space there that I don't think was there before. I'm just
I don't
saying.
know.
But
I can tell you
if this bitch is stealing them too,
First
so I'm
of all,
gonna fucking steal them. So I ate 2 that time.
Okay, well I didn't. I 100% didn't. If James stole an Oreo, that is some ballsy stuff.
He would have confessed to it by now.
Probably. We went to Whole Foods today, and I told the story to Jimmy earlier, but we went to Whole Foods because I went to go get some Beyond Beef burgers, and the cashier was just like a handsome guy, the one on Lane Road.
I don't understand this part of the story.
He was like tall, he had dark hair, tall.
Working at a grocery store.
You know what? That doesn't.
Could already be rich. He's just trying to get back.
This
is a gold digger. If
he
you
was
don't
just
know this.
tall and had dark hair. Anyways, but I was literally
She's
flirting.
like, you have potential. You don't have money, just like my husband, but I think that you might
be able
someday.
To. Anyways,
what are your dreams?
He was tall and he had dark hair, and I was flirting with him, not like overtly. I was just being friendly. I really am just friendly with every single person I meet.
I know, but you posed it as flirting.
But anyways, he I think didn't notice the 3 packs of Beyond Beef burgers in my cart. And we got to
your boobs hanging out or something?
I have the tiniest boobs. There was no boobs hanging out. Just my awesome personality probably just struck him, you know? He was like, oh, this girl's so cute and friendly. Anyways, and why is her boob hanging out? I don't know, but she's still talking.
Are those 3 kids in her car?
Anyways, we got back to the car, and I noticed them, and I was like, and James, that's my stepson who's 10. The first thing was like, oh, we didn't pay for those. And honestly,
so they just stayed in the cart?
Yeah, if we're being serious, I would have not paid for them if James was not with us. But he looked at me with what? He was like, what are we gonna do? He's listening to his iPad, but he looked at me like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, we're gonna go back and pay for them.
You have to. I wouldn't.
Oh, for sure.
Eat your stolen burgers.
Yeah, it'd be weird. But anyways, we went back and paid for them.
I told you once last year on our first flip that Home Depot gave me a sheet of plywood for free. Like a $45 one.
Yeah.
And it took me like 2 weeks, but every day it just kind of ate away
Ate
at
away
me.
at you.
And then I went in and I was like, they're going to give me a trophy. They're going to parade me around the store. And they were like, oh, you owe us $45. I was like,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So what else about food? I don't know. I went to Whole Foods. Oh, we want to talk about my cutting board. So everyone out there listening, this podcast is probably going to last like probably 6 months or so because I'm going to be a billionaire soon.
You're not going to still do the podcast?
I'm not going to have time to do a podcast. Basically, let's just talk about it. I talked to a plastic distributor. I talked to people that are going to manufacture. It's not a distributor. I talked to a manufacturer of plastic who can do what I want. We're going to take
plastic into a square shape.
It's actually really difficult. I got food grade plastic, and I'm gonna
Stop giving away the secrets.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna. It's
Leave
coming
some
out there.
special
It'll be
ingredients.
on this website in a couple months for you to buy, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be.
Don't tell them what it's called yet.
God damn,
Just leave
what?
something's got to be like.
That's so hard.
She's got a good name for
Let's
it.
just say the recipes in the cutting board. Anyways, I'm really excited about it. I honest to God, think I'm going to be on QVC in a couple years.
Well, Lisa Beats Your Meat beaters will be the first to know.
You
and
guys
the
can get like a
first
promo code
to
and stuff.
buy. Yes, be some incentives for
Okay.
our listeners.
Okay.
Before
It comes with
before it
recipes.
goes wildfire.
It's going to. But I'm not even kidding you. Everyone I talk to about this cutting board idea is like, that's a wicked good idea. Like everyone, even the guy at the plastic distributor, the manufacturer. I was like, hey, listen, do you got some plastic that I could use for a cutting board? And he was like, why? And I was like, listen to my idea. And then he told me, he tweaked it a little. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. I was like, I'll throw you a kickback. And he was like, when you're on QVC, you better be shouting out, who told you this? And I was like, Joe, all the time, any day.
He just wants your money.
Yeah. Well, he can get it because I'm going to be I'm going to be a big deal, bro. You don't even know.
I know.
I'm going to be at Bed Bath & Beyond.
The first vegan cutting board
Cookbook.
famous celebrity.
100%.
There's that.
Y'all are going to know my name.
Yeah.
Probably you already know it because you're listening to a podcast that's called Lisa Beats Your Meat. But
Yeah.
you all are going to know my motherfucking name.
Is it going to be marketed as a vegan cutting board?
No, I don't think so.
But it's going to come with vegan recipes.
But this is how elevated I think society is that are they vegan? Don't label my recipes. They're
Oh.
just food, man.
Okay.
Do they have to be vegan? Is guacamole vegan?
Is one of your recipes a veggie burger?
Yeah. Does that have to be vegan?
A couple states you wouldn't be able to sell that in.
Oh, what a nice segue. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I guess that's the topic tonight. There's not really a lot of data on this, but there's been a couple lawsuits and legislation passed in certain states about what we can and cannot call meat or non-meat products.
Okay.
So I started this one with the idea, I was going to call it they're scared or something like that. But whenever I hear stuff like this,
They're scared of the labels,
there's a lot of...
bro.
Can you turn your phone
Ho?
off?
I
Gosh,
know.
it's
Why
so
is my
unprofessional. There was a lot of discussion about milk for a while. Do you remember all that talk?
Yeah, you couldn't call soy milk milk.
Yeah, people were
Even though coconut milk has always been called coconut milk.
yeah, but it was never a big seller, and then it got popular.
But then it infringed on the dairy.
yeah, so I mean that's a good thing, and obviously that these companies are so scared. Actually, back to your cutting board, I was thinking about that today. I was like, well, you have a patent pending.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, you got to make sure that's all in shape, especially if this is a good idea, because when it comes to
It is a good idea.
profit, there's no rules.
For the thousands of people out there listening. First of all, don't even try to steal my idea. But
no beaters, well.
patents pending.
But as soon as somebody sees it and they're like, holy shit, why didn't I think of that? Which I've said to a million things.
Like the iPod.
Yeah, there's people out there with the means to go steal that. But
Those
I was
people
just
are
thinking,
mean.
you know what? The day we know you made it with your cutting board
Is when someone tries to steal
is
it.
when there's a Rick from, I said it.
God damn it, Jimmy.
A cutting board from China.
Fuck you.
I can go edit that.
No, it's fine. Let's expose it. It's going to be called the Rick
The Rick.
Recipe in Cutting Board. It's like, I wish I could see everyone's face right now because I know you all are like, oh, that's genius.
People drop their drinks.
Like, what? Where can I find one?
Just say, when you see a fake one, it'd
The
be
dick.
like, this is fucked up. But it's also, you made it. You know, you're so popular that China knocked it off. Well, China doesn't have the laws that we have, so they can just make fake stuff.
Yeah, they do.
But if someone in China makes
The
a recipe
Rick.
in cutting board.
Recipe in Cutting Board.
So
It's such a simple idea, but yet I feel like it's such a good idea. And you know why else I feel it's
Those are
such
the
a
best
good idea?
ideas.
Is because no one's been like, this is stupid. And I've like most people in my life tell me most of my ideas are stupid.
We sat around last week at the lake with our family for like an hour.
And no one said it was stupid.
We were all just kicking around ideas, and everyone's like, well, what about this? What about that? Our brother-in-law is an app maker, so we all had our app ideas.
Yeah.
And we just sat around, we were all just talking about ideas. And then Lisa threw this out, and it ended the conversation. Like, everyone in the room was like, that's a good idea.
They're like, fuck yeah, Lisa. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Starting from the bottom up. The Rick.
You better have that patent pending.
It is pending, okay? The Rick Recipe in Cutting Board, bro. It's taking us it's taking us to the moon. You're literally gonna see me in QVC.
All right.
Okay.
Follow it on Instagram.
Rick.
I haven't even followed it. Is it called The Rick
It's called Recipe in Cutting Board.
on Instagram?
I think so. Or Recipe in the Cutting Board. I don't know. We're still, creating. Okay?
Prototype.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, the milk industry. So this actually went to the United States Court of Appeals, the Ninth Circuit. So it didn't go all the way to the Supreme Court.
Okay. Is the
But-
Ninth Circuit like 9 down from that?
No, the appeals courts are divided into different sections across the country. I think there's 13.
Okay. Teach us some government. This is your thing.
Well, when you have an original jurisdiction case, that's your local courts. If you don't agree with the results of that,
You can appeal it.
appeal it to...
But how can appeal make it to the next court? Who decides that?
that...
And these are all based on...
That district court.
Is this criminal and civil lawsuits, or are these all lawsuits? You can appeal both.
It'd be both. But
So, like, if I get convicted
don't
of...
ask me too many questions.
Hold on. If I get convicted of, some crime or whatever,
Yeah.
I could have my lawyer appeal with the jury or the judge, or is it one or
You're
the other?
appealing to the Court of
people?
Appeals that you're in their
I'm
district.
appealing to the courts.
So we have 50 states, but there's only like I think
13
it's
appeal.
13. Yeah, so it's
Appellate.
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 So it's like Ohio and Michigan and West Virginia.
Like,
and
okay,
this,
they're all
it's-
grouped together.
They're all grouped in this one Court of Appeals.
And they're appealing as criminal cases and civil cases.
I believe so, because the Supreme Court
Deals with both.
deals with
for
both,
sure.
and they pull cases up from there.
And how do they decide what cases the Supreme Court deals with?
It's called the Rule of 4.
Uh-huh.
I think like 2% actually get pulled up, but you apply to the Supreme Court, and those justices and their people are looking through them constantly. But 4 Supreme Court justices have to
Say, let's listen
4
to
of the
this.
9, and then it has to be heard by the court.
Okay.
If 4 of the 9.
And then last question, the government teacher. But say I am in, say I had a state crime, like I killed someone or something. That's
Yes.
like a state crime, right? That's not a federal crime. That's a state crime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, depends.
It's not like I got like a speeding ticket. That's like the state of Ohio is
Prosecuting
me,
yes.
not the city of Columbus is prosecuting me, right? So, say the state of Ohio finds me guilty of murder, and then I appeal that charge. Does my appeal? Do I have to appeal multiple times before I get to the Supreme Court, or can I appeal one time to the Supreme Court and they would take it?
They could take it
With one appeal?
with one appeal. They could take it originally, but that's very rare.
Original? What do you mean
The
originally?
first court to hear it.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, like the most recent example is, I don't know if it's the most recent, but Bush v. Gore.
Yeah.
With that election.
Oh, that was
in
just
Florida.
like so high profile.
Yeah,
they
took it. They were going to take it to the Florida courts
and they were like,
to finish the count, and the Supreme Court was like,
we'll just
handle
handle
it. Seems kind of important.
Okay.
We'll take this.
This will probably end up in our lap regardless.
Yeah, but they never see. I don't know. They're just. It's not really ever criminal cases that go to the Supreme Court.
But that one case went.
It's usually civil rights
immediately
cases.
to the Supreme Court. That's
they're the first court to see it.
Okay.
And
okay.
Al Gore brought it to them.
Al Gore did?
Yep. And he was pissed. They said stop counting.
Like, guys, I don't think we're right here.
So anyways, there was a class action lawsuit. So that would be, I guess, civil, not criminal, right?
Yeah.
Against California-based Blue Diamond growers, which you've seen that almond milk.
Almond Blue Diamond Grill. Yeah.
They had ruled that the milk label does not violate federal law. So this happened early last year. Painter versus Blue Diamond.
Is there even a law that states we are putting on the market? It's not like someone says
this
is milk. It says this is soy milk.
Yeah, but they're saying milk has a specific identity.
These people are just sore losers.
It's really what it is.
You guys are really like.
It says they substitute for and resemble dairy milk, but they're not nutritionally. But they are nutritionally inferior to it, which is bullshit. But
like,
we obviously know where the government stands on that.
I don't know if like going into like how I feel about dairy right now is probably a good idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Go for it.
I saw a MFA put out a story about they did an undercover case about some like a special dairy farmer where
sorry, you follow Nathan Runkle on Instagram?
Yeah.
He's very artsy.
He's worldly.
He's been in the desert for a while.
Yeah, he looks it.
Yeah.
He's like streaks of glitter on his face and he gets like his picture taken.
Yeah.
He's a lot of pictures taken.
He's an interesting fella.
I think that's what happens when you get, to his status. You're just like, take my picture. Take my picture in the wild, and I must be into my nude.
Quote some Navajo tribes.
Yeah, he's in the clouds. So not to go on like a tangent about that, he's up there. He's up there. But I always said this: the Fringe. He's the Fringe. He's like 100% the Fringe. But it takes that crazy. Like he's not like down to earth. No, he's not. He's like, not to say that he's like
he's probably like sleeping in
he's like humble, but he's not
like a pile of dirt right now. He's down to earth.
No, but he's not down to earth, and he's not at home sitting at home watching Jeopardy right now.
Yeah.
He's like doing big things, but he's not down to earth in that respect. Or maybe he is, I don't know. But like I always say that like those crazy people, not to call them crazy, but like those people that are like, wow, you're kind of crazy. Those people are the people that always do something great. You know?
I think crazy is a good term. He is crazy. What they have done is crazy.
Right.
I think
it takes a crazy person to do stuff like that.
Didn't it all started like them sneaking into like,
and they were undercover.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me get back to my point. So anyways, they exposed this one dairy farm. I don't even know where it was. I was about to post it on my Instagram or my Facebook, but then it was just like too emotional. I just couldn't do it. And it was like the whole undercover case was like the atrocities done to cows and calves was so horrific that it was the worst they'd ever seen, that they thought that a lot of times when they do these investigations that it's like one or two people committing crime or committing the violence towards these animals. And this case was like literally every single person we came across for 3 months was committing these horrible, horrible, atrocities to these animals and how terrible it is. And like I don't think about how animals are treated or how calves are taken away from their mothers because it just like it kills me. Like, so I can't think about it because like I don't want to put my mind there. But when my mind does go there, I just get so fucking pissed because it's the most bizarre backwards shit to me that we I think I'm like a bit of a a religious person and I got my own religious thing going on. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm like defined by something, but like,
Yeah.
I do think like God put us all down here, and you know, to say that like God put cows on this earth so that their babies can be ripped from them. That's not the fuck what God wanted. And at all, you know, like these mom cows are producing milk so I can fucking drink it, and you're gonna tell me that's what they're on this earth to do.
And that's a lot of people's justification. They go right to that, like, this is part of the food chain, or
so like
God gave us these to eat.
That's like, I can't even like begin to tell you how much bullshit that is, because it's like, this animal, this cow had a baby. This baby is supposed to drink that milk, that cow's breast milk. And instead of giving that little baby calf that cow's breast milk, you rip that calf away, and then you keep pumping this mama cow so that you can have some fucking ice cream. Like, that's 100% bullshit. I just can't even like wrap my head around it. And then people like justify it. And then on top of that, that's the norm in our society, and that's normal. And then you're gonna tell me I'm weird? Like, that's such bullshit. It makes me so mad.
That's funny. Segue, I guess.
And then hold on, and then on top of that, the fucking ice cream you're eating makes you fucking sick, and then you die from it. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I mean, that's really it.
It is, and it's stupid.
And the dairy thing is just...
It's insane.
I mean, and sorry, vegetarians out there, or there's probably 3 left.
Stop being a fucking vegetarian.
It's just weird that was it for a while, but it's interesting that I think Morningstar just went fully vegan.
Thank God.
Because
who the fuck wants to eat a veggie burger that has egg whites in it?
I mean, they were trying.
No. That's not who the fuck is a vegetarian.
I'm saying today, 10 years ago, there were vegetarians. Were you ever a vegetarian?
When I was in the motherfucking 5th grade.
Well, you didn't know better, but sometimes people didn't know. But I was eating meat when I was 35.
Okay.
34.
I'm sorry.
Actually, I'm pushing 4 years now. But anyways, they're realizing that market doesn't really exist anymore.
No.
Because, again, this stuff's being kind of understood more. And back to Nathan Runkle, that was what first
exposed it.
2 years ago, exposed it to me that animal cruelty in a slaughterhouse or in a dairy farm is not the exception.
No, it's pretty much the norm. But
I didn't know that, and I didn't know. But maybe I did, and I didn't. No, I didn't. I honestly thought like,
dissonance.
Yes, there's bad people out there. There's bad priests in the Catholic Church. There's bad teachers in schools. There's bad police officers.
It's not the norm.
And I was like, yeah, there's bad
this
slaughterhouses, but it's not what it's all like.
But it's not even. Let's not even talk about how those calves are treated in the slaughterhouse. How they're treated in the slaughterhouse is heartbreaking. It's horrible. That's deplorable.
Yeah.
But just even the fact that there is a dairy farm where the goal of that dairy farm is to take calves from their mothers.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of the dairy farm.
Killing them. It's like tearing apart
a mom and their baby.
The most natural bond between two forms of life ever.
And then,
there's no God that created this
and then
system.
You're going to tell me that's a natural... Oh, it's just that's what they're there for. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I think I'm more passionate about this subject now that I am a mom, and I've said this before, that like I'm a human, and like say we're the most elevated species on this planet, sure, like that whatevs, I'll take that. If I'm the most elevated species on this planet, and a cow is the 105th most elevated species on this planet, say they're way down the food chain, don't they still deserve the natural instincts that God intended them, or whoever, whatever?
Yeah.
Shouldn't they have the right to just be who they're supposed to be when they were put on this planet without intervention from somebody else? Like, don't they deserve that freedom to just have their natural instincts, and one of those be to feed their children with their own breast milk. Like,
oh man.
But isn't that like, is that far off? That's natural. That's nature. So it's just like, it really bugs me because I know, like, if someone ripped my child from me,
Oh, God.
to take my breast milk, I would, like, nuclear bombs would be going off.
Yeah.
Like in the case study that MFA was, that I was talking about earlier, they said that the mother cows that their calves were taken away, they lost their voice because they were screaming. Like, they lost their voice. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And just as a mom, like, I just don't, like, if anybody out there is listening that's still eating dairy, fucking stop right now. 100% stop right now, because that's so sad. That's so sad.
It's
to have any part of that is so sad.
It's bizarre. And if you do stop eating it for a little bit, I don't know what makes you like open your eyes to these things, but I never even heard about that. I was just like, oh, there's cows running around, and I'm going to take a little milk. Do you know steal a little pint here, a little pint there.
Do you know what's fucking sick? Is that we have a kid's book at our house right now it's like a numbers book. It's like, count how many birds you can see. Oh, next page, how many turtles do you see? And then it's how many, it's like the number 6 is cows, and it's count how many cows you can see. And in the background of the cartoon of the cows, there's a
slaughter.
No, there's a farm and a machine that will milk the cows. Like, they drew in, it wasn't like a farmer milking the cow like we think. It was literally like you saw like the contraption that they hook a cow up to in the background of a kid's book. What? That's bonkers.
Yeah,
that's crazy that's so normalized.
It's not going to be for long.
No, I don't think it is. I really don't think it is.
Again, that's why they're bugging out. This is like a pathetic last-ditch effort to, like, preserve something when it's kind of like...
Fuck you and your milk.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your fucking cow milk.
It's like... I don't know. It's like... I'm trying to think of a good example. When satellite radio came out. And like... regular radio was mad,
like, please,
or
no.
Like the internet, people said was a fad. Like, you're out of your mind if you think that you can't. You're not going to change as a company. You're not going to change from what you're doing, and just hope that things will stay the same.
Because your name is milk.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what we're getting at here. The
gets me so heated.
I can tell. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Let's get back to the meat of it. But there was most recently Mississippi. So Mississippi passed a bill saying that you cannot call anything
milk.
No, we're done with milk. So
meat.
The Court of Appeals said no, this is stupid, threw it out.
Okay.
So they lost that. Okay. We're good. My beer could be called milk.
Did they appeal it again?
No, they didn't even see the case. They tossed it.
Okay.
So
way to go.
It was a big win for fake milk.
Okay.
Which is a term I want to talk about here in a minute. But so the most recent one, this is like a month ago. So a lawsuit. So there's a new lawsuit against the lawsuit dropped the day the bill turned into or passed against Mississippi. They did it against the governor, and then Phil Bryant. And the state's Republican Agricultural Commissioner, Andy Gibson, was filed by Upton's Naturals. Mm-hmm. Can you picture that company?
They do jackfruit. I actually just bought some of their
they do
stuff.
Like the vegan
seitan,
bacon. Whole Foods, there's like I
literally just bought some of their seitan.
They have like a, I don't know.
It's like a beefy man.
Yeah, like a strong man on the cover.
Like the guy that's about to like get in a fight. He's got like the old school like fighting stance.
Yes, the elbows in front. That's exactly them. So they sued Mississippi. They make their stuff in Chicago, but anyways, the court action also filed at the Plant-Based Food Association was filed the same day they enacted this new law. So the law declared a plant-based or insect-based food product shall not be labeled as meat or meat food product.
Okay.
And I tried to find some more clarification on what that means, but I couldn't. Mm-hmm. But Upton's, their stuff says vegan bacon.
Yeah. Oh, they don't want it to say bacon.
So I was like, is it just meat, or you can't say bacon, or you can't say burger, or you can't say hot dog?
What about like patty?
Yeah. What is bacon?
This is some petty ass bullshit.
But you're not saying like, have my bacon. You're saying have my vegan bacon. It's ridiculous. But Louisiana did it too. It's not even partisan. The Mississippi was Republican governor, Republican Congress. Louisiana was Democratic governor John Bell Edwards.
They're saying they backed the people that said you can't call it the fake
No,
stuff?
I'm saying these are
these
are two different states.
Or
opposed us. These are two different states who said you can't call fake meat.
Louisiana and Mississippi?
Yes. One's run by a governor that's Republican, one that's Democrat.
Okay.
These are the two that,
Louisiana
obviously
and Mississippi.
Back to history, the governor has to sign it into law. So these are the last people to stop this, and they didn't.
And they signed it into law. Mississippi and Louisiana
said
it got all the way to the governor.
Yes, and a lot of veggie products from being called meat.
Oh my God. Hold on a
non-rice
second.
products from being described as rice, and sugar alternatives from being marketed as sugar.
Okay. Wait. Non-rice products to be described as rice?
Yes.
Like they're not down with like cauliflower?
Is there fake rice products?
I'm just a cauliflower rice would be the only thing.
I think that one they probably threw it in there just to make it not seem like this is
all
about the
And then
meats.
what was the other one? The sugar?
Yeah, sugar alternatives being marketed as sugar.
Okay. So Mississippi and Louisiana, couple of the fattest states in the United States.
Sure. That's a good point.
I think possibly those governors maybe should not worry about the marketing of this stuff, and maybe should worry about the fact that literally like one half of your guys' states are fat.
Well, another state was Mississippi. Oh, and Missouri. So these are all states that have one thing in common, and that's a lot of farming, and dairy farming. So it does come down to they're just trying to protect their economies.
Constituents.
Yeah. But
fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit is right. Again, you have to adapt. There's giant companies like Tyson out there who are McDonald's are being like, oh shit, there's a market out there that we are not reaching. Mm-hmm. And rather than sit and bitch and write laws and complain and just think that everything's going to be okay,
adapt.
People are changing.
You got to change. If you're not changing, you're dead.
It's crazy.
Well, Louisiana and Mississippi, good luck.
Because you're probably dead anyways.
Good luck with your methods and your milk and your real bacon. It's going to serve you guys well. I'd be interested to know that across the country, what's your pool of the what's your drain on how much money you spend on healthcare? I would really be curious to see that.
You go, girl. Tofurkeys who sued
you go for turkey.
Tofurkey. They go way back. They're pre this
because their name is Tofurkey.
Yeah.
You know Tofurkey has been around for a while when their name is Tofurkey. You know?
Apparently in Missouri it was there's a law that it's a misdemeanor to label plant-based products as meat. But again,
where, Missouri?
Yeah, I couldn't find any specifics on what that means.
Yeah.
Because it just kept saying meat. So
but what about coconut meat? Or no
one calls it coconut meat. Yes, no one says coconut meat, but
that's what it's called.
I'm trying to think. So, when you started working with me, and you would come to my room to cook your meatless meatballs.
Yeah, I had a short skirt on and knee socks.
Yeah, I just gave away my refrigerator, but I bought it.
So I'd come in your room.
Lisa will keep her food in here.
I did.
Meatless meatballs.
I did.
Yeah, it worked. Married.
Sauntered over there and I was like, can I warm up my lunch, please?
And I was like, meatless meatballs.
You're like, why is she warming up a salad? I was like, oh, it needs 30 more seconds. So what are you doing this weekend?
Well, aside from that always cracked me up. And I was like, vegans are so stupid. Meatless meatballs.
Yeah.
Why don't you just eat some broccoli or something? Why has it got to be a meatball? So that's what made
What
me.
with the imitation of meat?
Yeah, that's what I've been
She's
asked
so stupid.
more
Love her
recently
so
lately.
much.
Yeah. I'm gonna marry her, make babies, make them vegan. Someday we'll have a podcast together. Well, anyways, the thought of, and so this is what non-vegans keep asking me recently. I think it's because of Beyond Beef. And Beyond Meat is the company. Their whole corporation is called Beyond Meat. I guess.
You're not drinking
Give me
it.
one more sip.
No, you're not even
Just
drinking
a little
it.
bit.
You're not even drinking it. You don't even
It's so
appreciate
good.
it. Like, you don't even appreciate it like I do.
Oh,
Anyways,
it's
keep
called
going.
Beyond Meat.
Like it's beyond.
That's the
Like we're elevated. Let's
this
make
is the
it
name
elevated.
of the corporation. So I feel like
Elevated
that
meat.
would make, well, even right in the name it's Beyond Meat. It's like we're not meat. We're better than meat.
I like it. We're better than meat.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna make a corporation called Fuck Y'all Meat.
no, like
FYM.
She used the term meat
FYM.
in her product. Anyways, the point I'm getting
Fuck
at,
your
I don't
shit.
even remember what I'm saying.
No, Jimmy.
Companies that do that obviously are not trying to fool anyone. Like it says meatless meatballs.
Yeah.
Or vegan bacon.
Oh, right.
No one's just like
no one thinks
meatballs.
That's no one thinks that's a
Yeah.
meatball.
No one's making vegan sausage and just putting sausage on the
right.
package.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
It's
they're-
always very labeled.
Very labeled because they know who they're after. They're
Yeah.
not trying to trick anyone. And if they were, who cares? Like, look at the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
If you put out a package that says vegan sausage or like vegan kielbasa,
Yeah.
I'm still going to flip it over and make sure it is.
Right, for
and,
sure.
And that's one thing I'm not anti-government is the FDA, and that they have some serious rules. You have to tell me what's in this thing.
Yeah.
You have to tell me if there's allergic issues on the back, whatever. But if it's vegan and it's using some kind of meat type of replication, whatever, it's going to tell you. But people keep asking me, and I'll ask you this, Lisa.
You to ask me.
Why are vegans trying to replicate the thing that they hate so much?
I think it's like a comfort thing, and that you know how like we always talk about social settings, and it's like, oh, Thanksgiving you have like a turkey, you know. I think it's like a transitional thing, you know. Like,
Yes.
Like I'm more comfortable sitting down with a.
But we're transitioned though. But no, that's one reason. It's great for people becoming vegan.
Right.
Obviously, and I think more importantly now, Lisa aside, most vegans, I would say, I'm just going to make up a statistic, but of all the vegans in America right now, I would be willing to bet that 70 to 80% of them, I would be willing to bet 90% of vegans right now are less than 5 years vegan.
Into it?
Yeah. Do you think that's a good guess?
I think that, yeah. Well, I think that's
and I'd
just,
be willing to bet that 99.9% of them were not born vegan.
no,
so
I don't think
they
many.
grew up in these social settings
Where
with our cultural holidays, eating sausages and burgers and hot dogs, whatever your parents threw at you. So it does. I mean, food does surpass just keeping us alive. I'm taking your phone away.
oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
It's better be important.
And I'm mad at a friend for going to Chicago with another friend.
Oh
No,
my
it's like
God.
100% not important.
Wow.
Sorry, I was just reading a text message. Anyways,
the worst.
yes, I do think a lot of vegans just still, it's like fun to be a part of some sort of, you know, cultural
Yeah,
stuff.
tomorrow's 4th of July.
Right.
I'm cooking some freaking burgers on the grill.
I don't think that's wrong.
No, I don't
Is
either.
yeah, I'm sorry. This nitpicking shit, like, you know, like, I don't know. Why you gotta eat fake meat if you're a vegan? Why don't you just eat vegetables? Fuck you. Let me do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Well, I'm
That's
just-
my response. No, that's my
Easy
response
there,
to all
Tiger.
this shit.
No, I'm saying at like when just let's give some constructive advice to our
Okay.
beaters.
Okay.
When you are
constructive advice.
approached, which you will be,
Why aren't
by
you eating,
somebody,
Why aren't you eating a hot dog?
why are you trying to make your food look like my food?
Oh.
And my response always is, and I'm not as much of an animal activist as maybe you are.
Why are you trying to make your food look like my food?
Yeah, my
What's
response
my
is
response?
always, like cheeseburgers. I like hot dogs. I like sausage. I like grilling. I like chicken. But I choose not to do any of those things because of what it does to my body, what now I understand has happened to those animals, what it's doing to the environment, what it's doing to the earth. So if you can give me that satisfaction of that product without all of the consequences, and now even better tasting than the original,
Right.
that's why. But I can't get through anyone's head.
My response to that would be, because I'm very excited for our children to be vegan. I still get the question, like, are they going to be vegan when they're older? And until my son comes home with a paycheck and can go out and buy his own food, he's
and pay his own rent.
He's 100%
You ain't living
going
in
to
his
be
house
vegan.
and bringing home
Yeah, I mean,
some Arby's.
I don't know. It's definitely like a I don't know. That's like a weird question in that, like, I own my child. Like, you know, he's mine.
Yeah, like you've often
I
referred to him as a second-class citizen,
pay for him.
perhaps a slave.
I take care of him. He's the opposite of a slave in that, like, I got to do all the shit for him. You know, like, he's like the other end of the spectrum. But I'm so excited for him to be asked in some sort of social setting, like, do you want a hot dog? Do you want some pizza? Do you want this? And if there's not a vegan option, I'm so excited for him to say, I don't eat that shit. Like, that's what I want him to respond with. And,
Yeah.
And like, what? Because what you're eating is shit. I don't care if it's Kobe beef shipped in from Japan. I don't care if you're eating organic, free range. I fed it only greens and arugula its whole life. I don't care whatever the fuck you're eating. It's shit.
Nasty. Tonight.
I know. I'm sorry. I think I'm a little fed up. I'm sorry.
So
But like,
passionate.
whatever. If you're eating meat or dairy, you're eating shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, literally.
Even if it is nice quality stuff.
But when it comes to kids too, I think we have to like deprogram them as they grow up. They're like, "Oh, I love animals," and then we're like, "Yeah, but these ones, like,
I'm gonna eat.
We eat
ones.
these," but like we don't have to deprogram. So I think it's going to be almost easier to have vegan kids because you're going to be promoting their instincts.
Yes.
So I think by the time
Jimmy, we're going to be promoting their instincts. That's like, I've never heard it said like that. That's literally the best way to put it, is that
You're welcome.
a child growing up who's a vegan, we don't have to deny what their natural inclination is of loving children is. It's just,
Animals.
we're not going to eat those. You love that cow? So do I. Let's not eat it. Okay. Like,
yeah, and then they're
that's
going to
it.
get to the point where they come across it and they're going to say what you said. Like, that's shit.
Yeah,
And you're
well-
going to be like, you can't say that. Like, my mom says it all the time.
And Bob would be like, fuck you.
Today he's running around saying, God damn it.
He was. And then he looks at us and he's like, I said, God damn it. I said, God damn
And
it.
then you got mad that he said it and you were like, God damn it.
I didn't mean to. It's just my natural instinct. I'm sorry.
This is, what do we, how do we transition them into what we call this? So we don't want
vegan.
Louisiana to tell us we can't call it a chickenless chicken patty, but how do we tell Bob that?
What he's eating is
Because we call it a chicken patty, we call
do.
it a hot dog, we
And
call it a burger.
Bob calls it a chicken patty.
Yeah. So at one point do we say like, what's the word vegan?
Yeah. Hey,
like,
Bob.
Like
we don't eat
should we
meat.
not be calling it that?
You know what?
Should we not be
I've really
even putting it on the shelves as a chicken patty?
I've thought about that because it isn't, and I think it is confusing for him because we have seen chickens like in normal life, and I'm like, oh, look at those cute chickens, and I don't want him to get the idea that we eat those.
Yeah.
So I do
That's
think
the only thing though that has the word in it.
yeah.
We don't like burger doesn't have the word cow in
Right.
it.
Chicken
Sausage,
patty.
yeah. So we
Has
just
chicken
call them patties.
patty. I don't know. That's a really good point. That is confusing because I will say to Bob, like, come on, let's eat your chicken patty, but it's very much not a chicken patty, or like chicken nuggets, because they're just so easy. Like when you're raising kids, there's few foods that your kids gravitate towards. It's like mac and cheese and
yeah, the term
chicken,
the term cheese,
chicken
but again,
nuggets and
cheese
grilled cheese. Cheese is a little different.
I think chicken is the only one that
has it.
Is the offender here.
Yeah, you're not gonna eat pig.
Like 10-year-old me would
bacon.
punch me in the face right now for saying this, but maybe we shouldn't call them chicken patties to our children.
Well, what would we call them? Patties?
Patties, I guess.
Right,
So mimicking chicken.
Krabby Patties?
Poor chickens, they got dealt a poor deal. Like, we're just going to actually call the food you.
Yeah.
Everything else, they came up with a different name, so it's not as bad. But we're just going to be like, what do you want to call this ground up chicken? We'll call it a chicken patty.
Yeah. Which is disgusting.
Cow's not using any
The
term.
idea of a chicken patty, like a real chicken patty, is gross.
It's fish. We call them fish, but
They're fish, but yeah, I don't know what we're gonna call it. I have had that issue with Bob because he'll be like, he's like referred when he's told me he wants a chicken patty, and I'm like, oh yeah, but it's not actually a chicken patty, bro. Like that is a weird.
Nothing else is called a patty, so we just call it patties or a nugget.
Patty. It's really cute when he says he's like, Mama, I want my chicken patty.
It is pretty cute.
But it's not a chicken patty. It's not. It's true. I don't know. That's tough.
Let's call it a patty.
Okay, that's not. That's like Betty. Like
patties and nuggets.
Okay. All right. That's difficult, but
I don't know. The other big thing that comes up, which I guess you'd have to explain to him on the same topic, is fake. Just the term fake. I get annoyed when people are like, "Is that fake cheese?" I'm like, "No, it's motherfucking real cheese."
Yeah. I get annoyed with that too. Because it's like, am I eating air?
Yeah.
What do you mean fake?
Yeah. Is it
imitation?
Is that a fake?
I don't know.
Hamburger?
Am I imitating it? No, I made my own. It's my own thing. That's difficult. Because I made my own
nutritious food.
I made my own cheese. We put on crackers and stuff. That's like my cheese. It's like a soft cheese. It takes 100 days to make.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's really delicious.
Probably like fairly nutritious compared to.
There's a lot of coconut oil in it.
Okay.
But I think there's there's some questions to be had.
The term fake is tough though.
I don't like the term fake, and I'm sure other vegans out there don't like it because this is difficult. This is a difficult fucking situation. Because on one side of the coin, we want to make people comfortable in what they're eating. So we're going to serve them comfortable food that they've always been around, So we're going to have, hamburgers and mac and cheese and grilled cheese and Philly cheesesteaks and all this food that's mimicking the food that we're used to. But on the other hand, should we be trying to mimic those foods or we should be making our own foods? That's hard. I don't know. I don't necessarily know where,
I think we should be mimicking them because we're winning people over. Lisa beats your meat. This is our thing. You beat my meat.
But shouldn't we be more elevated in that, we shouldn't even be
someday
beating the meat?
If everyone goes vegan, but today we're fighting a battle.
We're just in that Karma Sutra, that top level that we don't even need to touch to have sex.
It's like, what?
Have you seen it was in Van Wilder that he was like, I'm in that top level Karma Sutra where I don't even need to touch someone to orgasm. You don't remember that?
No, I didn't see that.
Well, that was the thing. But I'm just saying, we should we strive for that crazy elevated bit of vegan where it's like I'm gonna eat
when the country's 50% vegan. Right now it's 2% vegan. Okay. So right now we have to win over meat eaters, and I don't know if it necessarily wins them all over. Mm-hmm. Hopefully my sister and her boyfriend are still being vegan.
We did. We got some. We got some new ones in the cult.
But they're not running around being like, I need Beyond Beef. They're excited to eat
regular food.
But they went out for pizza and they went out for burgers. And they went out for ice cream.
In this society, eating those foods is easier.
You can't be like, I like this idea. I'm going to give up dessert and pizza and burgers and hot dogs and barbecues and all these things that our whole entire culture is built around. It's not possible, and you're not going to convince anyone. And I I wouldn't go back to meat to go be part of those things, but I might not have become a vegan
if
I
didn't
couldn't
have those
still be
stepping
part of those
stones.
things. And to be honest, it really helps that the vegan stuff is so much better too.
Yeah.
You'll get mocked for rolling out a Beyond Beef burger or Beyond Meat burger at a barbecue, but when someone bites it, they'll be like, "Oh my god, that's actually really good. It's kind of better than my shitty burger."
When people are like, "Oh my god, you eat veggie burgers," or like they scoff, like actually just a couple months ago we were at a party and someone that we used to work with was like, "Oh my gosh, you're vegan, ha 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 ha," and I was like, "Is this fucking 1992, bitches?"
It's
like
less and less.
Like, are you making fun of me for being a vegan? I'm sorry. Like, it was the craziest shit
There's
because
still
it's like
people, but it's
so backwards by
like,
now.
You shouldn't say that's so like 2015. Like we haven't been like 5 years ago. Everybody would just pile on to how ridiculous this is. Like you live that life. I didn't. I came on board just ahead of the big curve.
Yeah.
Like
That's your MO, man. You get on the wave like right before it hits.
I hope so with real estate. Keep that going too.
I'm
cutting boards.
You're a bandwagoner. I am through and through. I was on the vegan bandwagon 100% before it was cool.
I was pre-cool, but I was.
And you know what's even cooler?
Barely.
You know what's even cooler about that though is that I think in my life there's I would say there's like 7 to 10 people that like extremely hate me out there. Just people that are like, "Nah, this Lisa girl is like a fucking bitch. I hate her." Like
nobody.
Ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands.
Wow.
All the people,
cashiers at Whole Foods.
all the people surrounded in that, people I've gotten in fights with, whatever. But all those people, like as veganism explodes and gets bigger and, there's more momentum with it, I love it because all those people are like, every time they hear it, they're like, "That fucking Lisa bitch." Because I shouted it from the rooftops a lot. And like everyone that hears it, they think of me. They think of me. I was vegan. I taunted with it.
You were the vegan.
I was, and I tempted it in like high school. I was like going around telling people in my high school, "You guys shouldn't fucking eat that." Like I didn't get to like vegan status until like probably in college, but like I definitely like tried it in college or in high school. Told people, like I was around being like, "Don't do this, don't do that." So like the fact that it's like I'm just so excited to know that like somewhere out there, like
be a statue made for you.
No, like my ex-husband is like at Whole Foods and he's like looking through the burgers and he's like, I should get some burgers or something, And then he comes across Beyond Beef and he's like, "Oh fuck. All they have is these fucking vegan burgers." God damn,
everything's
Lisa.
Vegan these days.
Like I just think in the back of his mind, he's like, this fucking bitch just fucking. How'd she know?
It's like, anyways, I need a fucking cutting board.
Which you could get. Oh, damn it! She got those too.
Rich ex-vegan wife.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Sorry.
This all came about because of the grossest advertisement I've ever seen.
Well, the carrot.
Look at this thing.
It just looks like a carrot.
It's like
to me.
slimy.
And it's made out of meat?
So Arby's.
This is just bullshit.
Arby's, we have the meat. We do love Bob's Burgers.
I do. I love Bob's Burgers.
He's the voice now of
Can
Arby's.
I see that carrot again?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a better image. But every time I see a picture of it, it makes me want to barf a little bit. Oh my God, it's so disgusting. So Arby's made a meatable. So they were like, "Are all these vegans?" It's a good idea. Yeah. I give them props for marketing. All these vegans are making these meat things that are these vegetable things that look like meat. So like, we're gonna make a vegetable out of meat. So obviously everyone who comes across anything vegan has to text it to me.
Yeah. Who sent that to you?
Actually, this one didn't go as viral as I think they wanted it to. I think
Good.
only the vegan community is seeing this. Had, I think, a potential to go viral, but it didn't.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because there's so many haters out there. But I think it didn't because there aren't that many.
Mm-hmm.
And
because it's disgusting.
I can't even look
so
at
it's a carrot made out of meat.
Yeah, so I watched. So I was like, did this really come from Arby's?
Does it have some?
Get being shared on YouTube.
Phylactic? Is that?
No, all they did was.
Hold on. What's it called when it reminds you of a penis?
I don't know. No.
Phylactic?
No, I know what you're saying. Phallic.
Does it have some phallic?
It has nothing to do with.
Are you sure? Because you're really grossed out by it.
No, it's like slimy meat. Let's see your nipples.
Kind of what your penis looks like too.
Wow.
Slimy meat.
Maybe when I'm sorry. Wow. The 11th hour. No, sorry. It's so they just took raw chicken and
formed it into
rolled it into like a carrot shape and then rolled it in like curry powder or something orange and fried it and then rolled it back into some more orange stuff and fried it. And Arby's is pretty outspoken about
being bitches.
We are the meat and we're all the meat and we love the meat. They won't be once all the shit's selling off from McDonald's and Burger King. And starting in August, Pizza Hut, pizza. Can't wait.
Really?
Apparently in America they're doing it. All this stuff's happening in England. You guys are really lucky, except for losing to us in the Women's World Cup. But other than that, you guys have really good food apparently. But that whole Arby's campaign is they're that one bro who's like, you eat veggie burgers? That's so gay.
You're such a loser.
Couldn't even swallow that.
Yeah.
But whatever, Arby's. It's cool. Do what you want.
Yeah, I'm not talking
Season
about it.
Crows are great. We'll go to Satan's Realm if I want a beef and cheddar.
That's true. Well, okay. So the end of the podcast is that haters gonna hate.
I'm gonna call it fake meat.
Bitch is gonna
in
bitch.
Quotes, fake meat in quotes.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put like my usual.
What?
Every 5 episodes, warning.
This is
Lisa talked about cows. Do not listen to this around your family or children or boss.
But maybe you should, because ripping calves away from cows is inhumane. It's like, think about that word, inhumane. So
does that have to do with humans?
Yes, it does, Jimmy. Because if God put us on this earth,
oh man,
if God put us on this earth to be the most
memory card's got 33 minutes. Okay. Go for it.
If God put us on this earth to be the top of the food chain, to be the ultimate apex, to use our brains, our free will, and our humanity, our like to use all things of our brain, like the human brain is a magnificent thing. Our bodies are a magnificent thing.
Sympathy's part of it. Yes.
The fact that like our brain, like the complexities of where we can go with our brain are so diverse. Like it's insane what we can feel and the emotional capacity that we can go in our, and feel like. So God gave us this ability to be so complex and so forward thinking, so progressive, and so the leaders of this world, okay? Like literally, like he this world happened. He put us on this earth with all these animals, and he was like, "Look, guys, you're gonna figure it out that you're the top. You're the top dog, and you're the ones that are supposed to take care of this world, right? Like, that's what I think would happen. Like that's just my own viewpoint, but that's what I think happened. And so he gave us this, he or she. I'm just saying he because like don't like crucify me or that. But I'm just saying like he because it's just like
it's quite a choice of words. There.
But okay, but like I'm just saying he because that's just that was what I was grown up with. That's my norm for what I call my God. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I know. But anyways, but so if he gave us all this, like the weight of the world. world, literally, like, he put it in our shoulders to take care of this world. And instead of harvesting this earth and using it for its using it for our benefit, but also using it to not like decimate it, like using it to sustain our bodies and sustain the world without just completely desecrating all over the world. That's what he intended. He intended for us to embrace our world, embrace the animals, embrace the nature and the food that was given, and take it all in and live happy lives and be happy and procreate and have these families and do what's best. But instead, we gotta fucking go eat a cheeseburger 7 times a day and have milkshakes, and eat 7 eggs plus a protein shake, which we think is healthy. And it's killing our animals. It's killing our environment. It's tearing away the calves from their mothers. It's killing pigs. It's killing cows. It's killing all of the animals because it affects the whole environment. It's killing countless, like numbers of species in the Amazon rainforest because we need food for all these animals. That's not what was intended. Not to get spiritual, but that's not what was intended.
Might have been some food chain intentions there.
No, it's not what's intended.
Either by nature or by God or whatever, but not tens of thousands of chickens on concrete or thousands and thousands of cows.
And that's what's all. If you're eating meat or you're eating dairy out there, and you think it's justified.
Yeah,
fuck, I think
that might be
shit.
The next show. I want the next show to be,
more vulgar.
I don't want to be too specific, but I want it to be like, we only eat this kind of meat. I want to do some more research on where and what, because that's always the go-to from someone who's very like
ethically found meat. Did you find it on the fucking side of the road after it was dead already?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are sympathetic to, or they're not sympathetic.
Chicken.
Again, Lisa, you're a little bit mad.
Sorry.
There's a lot of people who are uneducated or on purpose ignoring this stuff, not because they're bad people, because that's just the way they're programmed.
No, not as many people care about as animals as me though. So someone might have just heard my rant and said like, "That's cool. I just don't care about animals like that."
I'm
and
saying,
that's their own prerogative.
But no, I mean, I don't think there's a good person that doesn't, care about animals. It's just the cognitive dissonance, or whatever we talked about before. There's little things that we can put out of our brain, but there's this new group of people, which I'd like to do some more research on, that just seems to justify that they're getting it from good places.
No.
But I'm like, I don't know these places. Where are these places?
No.
That you're getting grass-fed beef all the time.
It's grass-fed cows. We did like a seance before we before we cut the cows.
Someone I work with is like, I only eat beef from like my grandpa's farm from his cows that I know. I'm like, that'd be harder. It'd be harder for me to eat that beef. From
knowing that cow was like something you grew up with.
Little Betsy just didn't make it. No, I'm fucking eating her. I don't know. But anyways, that's another topic. But this was a good one. I think it was a good fake meat. Happy freaking 4th of July. Hope you're eating some good shit.
I hope you're not eating meat.
Hope you're not listening to podcasts. Enjoy your family.
No, you can listen.
Enjoy America.
As you do stuff. That's the joy of podcasts, Jimmy. You can listen to them while you're doing anything.
Is the biggest travel holiday so far this year. It's one of the biggest 4th of July. I should probably put this out tonight.
Fucking get it
People
out,
are
bro.
on the road.
Yeah.
The podcast, or
you better get that. It's been a day.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, thanks for listening. Remember to follow my Instagram. Write us an email. Send us a message.
LisaBeatsYourMeat@gmail.com.
All this fun stuff. Go to my website, LisaBeatsYourMeat.com. I put up a couple.
Back.
It is. I put up a couple new recipes, and then future by my Rick.
Start saving up. It's going to be 4 easy payments, $49.99.
No.
Plus $29 shipping and handling.
It'll be much cheaper than that. So look out for that. And I think that's it. So
America, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July and good night.